Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this devotional series here at Church Culture Podcast. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. I just wanted to jump in here at the intro before we start the video. We had some technical difficulties, of course, towards like from the middle on to like the last end of the video. We started getting some lagging. The audio was cutting in and out. It'll cut off some words, and you really couldn't grasp like the context of what was said before and then after. So I think we got up to like day 2 of the devotional. So I think the next one, I think I know what I did wrong, but I'm not too sure. I probably need to test that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record each video individually, because what we do now is we record everything on OBS with the audio as well, and use the ATEM switcher to switch between the people. We're still going to do that. I'm still going to try that out, but also I'm going to record each individual video just in case it starts to lag. So apologize for that. So hopefully next week will be better. Just bear with us. We're kind of new to this, as I'm pretty much doing the editing, so sorry about that. But I really hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts, and I hope you enjoy this one. I know this is the first week. Last week was the intro, but I think we recorded like an hour long, so I think this is going to be probably around 35 minutes, probably not even that. But this is where it started. I decided to cut it off on day 2 because you could already hear the lagging at the end of this video. So yeah, apologize for that, guys. So next week, hopefully it'll be better. It'll probably just mean more editing for me. Yay. But I love this stuff, so I'm excited to do it. I'm not good at it, but I will be better. So thank you guys for your patience, and also please excuse the co-host because they didn't have any notes. I'm the only one that had notes. I got mad at them already, so don't worry. So hopefully next week we'll have a more interesting conversation. I think we left off on Job, and we're probably going to continue Job. So yeah, I hope you guys are coming along with us and reading the whole Bible in chronological order. So bear with us and enjoy the video. Bye. Welcome back to another episode. Happy New Year again. Everybody say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Woo!
Yeah. The excitement in the room is palpable. So, we'll go through each day. I have some few notes, and I'll just go around and I guess for now we're just gonna be. I'll say what I found interesting, and then y'all agree or disagree because y'all don't have any notes.
We read it. We just don't have notes.
The
Notes are in here.
Is your jacket pocket?
Maybe.
Open the zipper.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. Anyway, so the first day was Genesis 1-3. I found some interesting things. I didn't know the Torah meant instructions. That's what
You didn't know that.
the word Torah means. And the first 5 books of the Bible is called Pentateuch. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Catholic school.
Thank you, Virgin Mary.
You got some use of that religion.
Literally, I aced all my religion classes.
You what?
I aced all my religion classes.
Well, I mean, it's just studying, right? Memorizing definitions and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, those are like some definitions, right? And what does it say here? So the first 5 books were written by Moses, and what I found interesting was
They were?
yeah, they were all written by Moses.
It didn't say that there. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not gonna say Genesis written by Moses.
I think some books do. It's like written by.
But how if he wasn't there? God
Okay,
tells him?
I'm gonna tell you.
God breathed, right?
Inspired him.
Inspired, yeah.
Yeah, like when he was in the mountain, he probably told him everything.
Oh, at Mount Sinai. Oh, yes.
So
That one.
Next.
So what I found out was that the Israelites were in Egypt for 400 years as slaves,
Yes.
and they were force-fed the Egyptian history. So for 400 years, imagine not knowing your heritage, where you come from, how everything could be lost in translation, and you don't know where you come from. So Moses teaches them like their heritage, where they came from, all
He was the
inspired.
last one. Or is he... Right? He was like... extinct.
What?
Like the Israelites. Remember? They wanted to kill all the babies?
No, yeah, I'm saying coming out of Egypt.
Oh, after Egypt.
They didn't know. I mean, how would they know? They've been slaves for 400 years. So all they've known was Egyptian, like, history and their stuff.
Yeah.
So inspired by God, Moses writes the first 5 books. The first one is a history, I guess you can say it's like a history of the creation. So, and then this is like the first sign also of the Trinity. And then some people don't believe in the Trinity because in the Bible it says in the, I don't know if it's Hebrew or whatever, Elohim, which means a plural meaning more than one present. So there was, what, JP? I already see your face.
I'm going. I'll say my thoughts.
Go for it. That's what I have. This is definition. Go.
That's contradicting itself.
Okay, go for it.
Because if it says multiple people, God is not multiple people. He's just one person.
Okay.
But he could be one in different places.
Yeah.
He's omnipresent.
But the way the Trinity is explained is that these 3 things are one thing. No, they're separate. So if you believe in the Trinity, essentially you're saying this, and this is one thing. But this Coke bottle can be all 3 of these. So there is no need for the other ones. You just need one. You don't need 3 other Coke bottles. You just need one bottle.
What do you think, man?
What do you think about the Trinity, man?
It's the Trinity.
All right,
That's it. Thank you so much.
What a great recap.
No, but like what I think that's a little too literal in the sense that it has to be all one thing, and let's just say maybe, I don't want to say magical, but maybe it's split into this. It's the same thing split into 3 people.
Haven't you ever noticed when God said, make him in our image? Did he mean like his personalities? Because we're flesh, spirit, and soul at the same time. Yeah, we're the same thing, but there's 3 different things. Yeah, we expect God to be the same thing when he's out of this time, and we expect him to be something that we know when he's not. What happens if he is 3 personalities in one? But everybody they say no, but...
No, yeah, he is 3 people rolled into one. But
Yeah.
when you say you believe in the Trinity, you're saying it's like a 3-headed dragon.
No, not that one. There's people that believe that there's actually 3 different people.
Yeah,
I think it's just one. Yeah, it's just 1 and 3.
Yeah.
So in heaven, we're going to see just God? We're not going to see Jesus?
God is him. He's him.
No, but then you also see when Jesus dies, he's going to be seated at the right side.
Yeah, that's what it's... Yeah.
It's something that we're not supposed to understand. People want to understand it when this is God.
Yeah.
And people always I think they want to make sense of something that's not in our reality. We don't live in his reality.
No,
we're trying to make.
But also I think the Bible is not a historical, or is not there to explain things. It's just there to show God's character.
I think he's trying to explain it the best way he can. Because remember, like, when other scientists talk about other galaxies or whatever, or how there can be different what's it called
Like universal dimensions.
yeah, or have you ever heard scientists if something was different, or if you go in a black hole that might be a different universe with a different type of atoms, or not atoms, what are they called? Like so laws of physics might be different. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard that one? They talk about that. They imagine if you go in a black hole and it's a whole different universe, and the laws of physics are different. I'm just saying, maybe where God's from is just different.
Well, I mean, it has to be different.
He's trying to explain it the best way he can, that we can't understand it because his logic is not our logic.
Yeah, that's true. His thoughts are not our thoughts.
Yeah.
His ways are not our ways.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's still a lot of mystery, and I think it's great that when we do, or if we do go to heaven, we can get to ask all those questions.
Speak to yourself.
But what did y'all think?
Fraud watcher.
Wow. Anyway, so what do y'all think about? What else did anything stand out? I keep thinking about like I haven't read the books of Jordan Peterson or whatever, but he has this thing where it's God brings creation is bringing order from chaos. So there was nothing, and everything was crazy, and then he formed everything.
What's that word? Ex nihilo? Something out of nothing?
What?
Ex nihilo? You haven't heard that phrase?
No, I'm not a theologian.
Mike Todd doesn't talk about that?
Who's Mike Todd?
I'm Mike Fraud. My bad.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm not too sure. I mean, this is probably the third time reading through the whole Bible, but this is probably the first time I really like go into deep studying. So it's probably something I need to research.
Big question. Was the creation 7 24-hour days, or was it 6,000 years?
Oh, that's another thing that they say, right? It's called the day-age theory or something, where supposedly each day is 1,000 years or something. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that?
Because if you go with 1,000 years, that supports evolution. Because it has time to develop.
Yeah, but also I think the video from the podcast or from the reading, she makes a good point where it says that one day the plants and everything were formed, and then on the next day the sun was emerged. So how is there plants for 1,000 years without the sun? Because you need the sun to have plants, like photosynthesis, whatever.
True.
How do you explain that kind of?
Because isn't time for God like he doesn't abide to time, right? Like it's nothing to him. Like a day is 1,000 years for him.
Yeah, so I think he sees everything like overall. He's seeing time like this, but he stands outside of it. I think time is only something that we've made up. Only here on Earth, and only because of the rotation of the sun, right? You can calculate how much time in a day, and then the whole rotation of the sun around the sun is a whole year. So the day thing is just something that we made, or time, something that we made up. So it could be, I mean, that what day in his time is 1,000 years, but I don't know. What do you think, man?
I was looking up something else. My bad.
I saw the Enoch one.
The time?
About the age too.
I first thought it was the 6,000 years, and then now I'm thinking maybe not, but I'm not too sure. It's one of those things you can kind of. It's one of those things I guess is not that important, but it's interesting to speculate, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's all still a theory anyway, so it's not really something that's written down, and I think it's for a reason, right? Because it really isn't part of like the whole narrative of the Bible, right? I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff that probably we can make that a whole podcast, but I think that's pretty much what I took out of that day one. Anything else for day one?
Did you get the names what they meant at the beginning?
What names?
Like Adam, how Adam meant man.
Adam means man. And what?
Seth means appointed, Enosh mortal. Then is sorrow. The blessed God shall come down, teaching. Israel shall bring dispiriting, and to Noah it comes rest or comfort. It's kind of telling a story. Like if you read the names that are going, the meaning of those names, and it kind of tells you a story. That is kind of interesting. I remember somebody mentioning about that, and so if you get all the names and get the meanings, it's kind of like it's going somewhere. And when it gets to Noah, it says it's rest or comfort.
I see. So the names are because of what's going on. It's a reflection of what happened.
Yeah. Reflection of what's going on. Yeah.
No, it's an interesting part. Yeah, I remember Noah meaning rest, and I knew the other ones had meanings as well, like Adam means man. So yeah, no, I get what you mean. But I guess something about the Trinity that we could probably hash out with JP because he's a biblical scholar.
It's because the Trinity, man.
Are you against the Trinity, or you don't believe it? You just
I don't see a reason.
like an apostolicos type of thing.
Sorta, because if you follow the Trinity, then you got to follow the Trinity in baptism, and then that Trinity in baptism really doesn't work.
What do you mean?
Because all right, so if you got Father, Son, Holy Spirit, those are all adjectives.
Uh-huh.
If I give you a check for $1,000 and I put 3 adjectives describing myself, you take it to the bank, are they going to cash that check? No, because it's not my name. My name is the only one that has power to cash that check.
Yeah, but then you can also say that you've taken the rights to those names, so any name that it comes in, you can still cash it.
Isn't God like a different ones, like Adonai, Jesus,
Yahweh?
Daniel?
Yeah, he has a bunch of names, so
The
he's
only one that makes demons run and flee and shake is Jesus.
Are you sure that's not the original language? Is it Yeshua or Yeshua?
Yeah, shoot. Could be, but
well, actually, it's Yahweh.
Yeah.
what is it? WHYH?
Yeah, I think what did they say?
Want to spell it out out of reverence of it?
No, I heard. I don't know. Yeah, probably seen it where it's a pastor kind of explaining. I guess a theory of what it could be is that it's not an actual word. It's a sound, and it's the sound of a breath.
Have y'all seen the theory that?
Hold on, but have you?
No.
Yeah, well, that gets me to that.
Okay.
The doctor, he was a theologian, Dr. Arnold. He took an X-ray of someone's lungs. They said on one lung you have YH, the other one WH. So the name Yahweh is like something with the bronchioles. It's like written in your lungs.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I'm so because I think it's like very. I think that's the name of God because you are born or you're born and you die with that name because when you're first created, you take the first breath, you're saying his name, and when you die, you take your last breath saying his name.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so everything starts and ends with him, Alpha and the Omega. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I mean, you kind of have to like say it. You probably don't even notice it when you're reading, and of course, it's still a theory, but it kind of makes sense. Like you start and end with Jesus. It's the breath. He's the breath of life. He's life. So.
And I think it's also the meaning behind that too. Because a lot of people say they're praying to Jesus, and it's a statue. That doesn't mean that's the
Yeah.
So I think it's also the meaning.
Right. Yeah. Because I also saw she kind of explains it in the the overview, it's saying like lowercase Lord is like a landlord.
Yeah.
And then uppercase, lowercase LORD is what is it? It's like someone like a master. Like it's something that has it's assigned to somebody. But LORD all caps is Yahweh. It's translated into YHWH.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go to day 2 because we probably exhausted everything there. So day 2 is Genesis 4-7. This is where we get into
Homicide.
yeah. Oh wait, so what do y'all think about the the
Giants?
no, not there yet.
So many.
So God tells Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge and evil, or was it knowledge and yeah. And then there's also another tree of the tree of life.
Yeah.
So anybody want to go off on that?
That was interesting that they'll live forever.
So they were supposed to live forever.
No, so the interesting is that if they ate from that tree, they would have lived forever.
And they knew that.
Well, no, they didn't know that until, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they knew that, but the serpent is like kind of manipulated them to, no, do this one because
You will.
you will know, and you will know the same things as God. But he also, I think he kind of manipulated him too, because he also told him that you will be like God, which God is immortal. And so they probably thought they get all in the one tree.
But they were kind of immoral.
No, yeah, they were until they ate from the tree.
Well, I guess that would have brought him, that would have given him life again. They would have kind of like somewhat died by eating it and then come back to life. So they would have just done it like almost freely. Like
What do you mean?
yeah, so it means that I'm not too sure. I'm just guessing. If they supposedly died by eating it, they would come back to life by eating the other tree.
Oh, I see.
It's just like
The tree life.
erasing the sin they did, or if it meant something else. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's interesting. So I mean, they get kicked out right before eating. I find it interesting too that they how, because they know now, or their eyes were open, that they were hiding from God, and where was before they could just go to Him, right? So, but then so God threw them out because they sinned, because they ate what they weren't supposed to. So now,
It's the woman's fault.
say that again.
It's the woman's fault.
Do they know where the Garden of Eden is or was?
Well, it's interesting because,
Correct.
Or like a guess?
Correct.
well, because of you can kind of tell because of the rivers that they mentioned,
Yeah.
the fishing, and then Euphrates, and then the other one. So I mean, we know where the Euphrates is, but then it's also interesting that during the flood, it says that they were also in a new location. So I don't know, maybe he probably moved them away from Eden. I don't know.
Or continental drift.
What?
Continental drift.
Oh, continental drift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, could be. Or the whatever. What do you think the flood was? Was it like, how was it caused? I know it was by God, but how do you think He did it?
Rain.
Water.
Rain, right?
Water.
Just a bunch of rain. Never stopped.
40 days, 40 nights of nonstop rain.
That solves that.
Next.
Anyways, I'm sure people will call us up. Anyway, day 2, Cain and Abel. So Cain murders his brother because he had better
Gifts.
gifts or offering, and he was jealous. So the first death was out of jealousy. What do you think about that?
People still do it this day. Or any little thing.
And so there is like because then it also says that they knew what was wrong, like they knew good from bad because the 10 Commandments weren't
Written yet.
written. Yeah, so I mean they still knew that it was bad because even Cain was like in fear that someone else might kill him, and so that's when God says if no one's gonna touch him, because if they do, it's gonna be sevenfold. Whoever kills Cain. And what do y'all think about the population of the earth? And I'm pretty sure it's like probably a few hundred years from when Adam and Eve had. I think Cain and Abel were just like two of their sons, and it was just specifically. No, they pretty sure they had daughters and other sons, but this one was just picked out because of the story.
Yeah.
Or what happens if they just had a lot of daughters, and then the sons were rarely that they came, so they came later. Because remember when she had the is it Seth, the after one? She got excited. She goes,
Oh, yeah. Years later.
yeah, that God blessed me with another man. What happens if she just had a lot of daughters and those were just the men?
Oh, I see. So because Abel was killed, she was kind of depressed that there was only a few guys. So
Yeah.
So you think that Cain pretty much populated most of the earth?
Or Abel too. You never know. He probably already had kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Him or the other way around.
Yeah.
So you never know.
So I mean, incest was pretty big back then. But I mean, that was used to populate the earth. So then we talk about, or it comes up, the phrase "sons of God." What do y'all, is in y'all's opinion, what is a son of God? Sons of God.
The fallen angels.
And so the Nephilim are the product of the sons of God mating with the human women on earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the angels were all men then, huh? There can't be any
Yeah. I mean, I don't think in the Bible there's ever been mention of a woman.
men, right?
No.
I think they're all male.
I don't think they're just male. I think they're different type of beings, but
Well, male meaning like male body parts.
well, I think they can do whatever they want, but I think they're more male.
You think they could shape into the form of a human? Because they don't look human,
Yeah.
right? They come down and change.
Even
their
Jesus,
form.
remember with the angels when they came down with Abraham?
Yeah.
Remember Abraham? Remember that?
Remember you?
Oh yeah, I remember. I was there. No, yeah. So you're thinking that maybe the angels are only transformed into humans when they come to Earth.
Right. Because then they have to blend in. They have to.
Right, because I
Like
think we were
humans.
the only ones who were made in God's image. Have y'all seen the pictures of like the seraphim?
Biblically accurate angels with the 100 eyes and all that
Oh my
stuff.
God, this thing is scary as hell.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
always wonder, like, when Gabriel appeared to Mary and fear not, and like, why would he say fear not if he looked like a typical human? And I looked up an angel. I'm like, okay, yeah, now I know why he said fear not.
Yeah, I'd be pretty scared.
Oh, what happens if he just appeared? Just imagine just being here and then all the doors are closed and somebody comes like, hey, you're not like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
even if you're
fear.
human, it's still gonna freak you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. It doesn't really say the timeline, right? Or I don't know. Maybe I haven't researched it enough to where at the time the fallen angels, it was Lucifer, and he was one of the fallen angels. But their plan was, because they knew God's plan, which was the only way for humans to be redeemed was that Jesus would need to be. Would need to come to earth and then save us all, right? But he would come from the blood line of Adam,
Adam.
Adam. Well, I guess from the beginning.
Yeah.
But and so the fallen angels, their plan was to corrupt that bloodline by having kids from the women on earth, and which created the Nephilim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the plan with the flood was to wipe out that crossbreeding. But do you think it was all wiped out? Because an interesting thing that I found was that, what is it? Let's see. So in Genesis, I think it's 8, it says everything on earth was destroyed. So it was God just lying, or
For what? Huh? What do you mean for what?
Because in like the later books, you see giants are still there.
Isn't there a verse that says that there were giants before and after the flood?
Yeah. So where did those giants come from if everything was destroyed?
What if they did it again?
Yeah, and so that was my thinking, like maybe some more fallen angels, and they were, I mean, do you think they're still doing that now?
Aliens probing people?
Wow.
That's what it sounds like.
Could be. If you compare it to modern day theories. Yeah. I mean,
You never know that could be it.
So do you think there's still Nephilim around?
I mean, if the point of the Nephilim was to corrupt the coming of Jesus, what's their point now if they're still around?
Well, I mean, they can probably,
Deceive
I mean,
people?
it can probably be for multiple uses. Maybe they still want to they still don't want people to know the truth. So,
Well, how do you survive the flood?
no, I'm saying if God really destroyed everything, there'd have to be more fallen angels coming down and procreating with the women.
After Noah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's the only way that makes sense, because I mean David fought a giant, so who knows, maybe a giant back then was 8 feet tall or 7 feet tall or something.
Remember they said
Exist.
that they were like grasshoppers. I don't know if they were afraid or they actually were saying like they were grasshoppers to them. With the grasshopper, this little.
Oh, I see, like in comparison to human.
So I don't know if it was a figure or they're actually pretty on the spot. They were describing them.
Yeah. So you can see through Genesis, right, that Noah's family wasn't corrupted by the fallen angels, so that's why God chose them to create the new world, I guess, whatever. Mm-hmm. Right. So also, there's something that came to my mind about the ark. Like, do you think there were still dinosaurs back then, and God only said only the ones that can fit in the ark? What do you think?
How tall was the ark? Was it tall enough for a
Well, it says, I think she kind of explains it. It says like it's like 4 stories high, the size of like 2.5 football fields or something. And then I don't know how wide it was, but it was pretty wide.
I mean,
but I mean,
you've seen the pictures of the replica ark in Nashville, Kentucky?
Ark, Kentucky? I want to go see it. Let's
You
go.
heard about it?
yeah, I just haven't. Yeah, that'd be great if we can go.
Road trip. How far is it?
So, but what do you think? Like, do you think? Because I mean, there was still Nephilim back then. So,
What happens if dinosaurs got destroyed them? Because what happens if it was the same thing? The angels with animals. They created these humongous things that God didn't want them around because he didn't
so
create.
you think dinosaurs are Nephilim?
Could be. I don't know.
So how tall were dinosaurs?
I mean, you really can't. Well, I don't know if y'all seen that guy on Joe Rogan's podcast. The guy who found he lives in Alaska, and he finds a bunch of
Old tusk.
from mammoth tusk, and the mammoth tusk alone are like 10 feet long. So, like, if that's the size of a mammoth, you know,
Oh wow.
I can only imagine like what other dinosaurs were. But I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I'm thinking. My guess is that maybe God told him, no, just to put in. Yeah, only put the ones that fit.
But
How?
but if they're not from God, He's not gonna make them put them in there.
No, I mean that's why that's why the specs of the ark were what they were, because he only wanted a certain like animal to be
It's like this one.
Yeah.
carried over.
So did it ever? What do y'all think? Did it ever go? Like how flooded did it get? Did it touch the sky? Did it?
Well,
We went to the highest mountain.
Yeah, past the highest mountain,
Which was what? The Nepal one?
Everest.
probably Everest. Yeah,
Is that the one in Nepal? No.
yeah.
Nepal and China.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
It's what's that country between China and? Oh, it's Nepal.
It's Nepal. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's China and then India in the middle is Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So that's day 2, right?
There's way too many stuff in there, anyways.
What do you mean?
Like every of those things, like it could be an hour, 2 hour long
What do you mean?
conversation talking about like the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all want to go along, it's fine. You can split it into 2. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like we were saying at the end there, we could probably make it a 2-parter, but unfortunately we can't, because as you probably already heard that towards the end, it was kind of cutting in and out. So apologize again for that. And so I just wanted to just come back here at the end, just let you know that we will be continuing on with the devotion. I hope you are too. And I'm glad that you guys are tuning in, and just give us some patience. I know this podcast isn't really that much of a devotional. It's more of like trying to break down the scripture and stuff like that. More because we're genuinely curious, like I guess more of like the historical context of the scriptures, right? But yeah, if it wasn't really much of a devotion, I apologize for that as well. Again, we're new to this. I think our interest is more historical, like I said, but nonetheless, it's still the scriptures, and we are reading chronologically, so it's kind of still going in order, and due to that, we can't skip the historical context of it. So I just wanted to just come back in and let y'all know, apologize for cutting it off there. There's still like another like 25 minutes left, but yeah, well, appreciate you guys, and see y'all next week.